Welcome back, True Seeker. It is Monday, October 2nd, 2023. And once again, we're going to be discussing just how rigged the NFL is, how scripted it is, and we're going to also bring in the component of how news and sports are so often scripted together. And of course, the Miami Dolphins that were off to a hot start this year, coming off their 70-point win. They got cooled down this week in Buffalo. And if you look at the CNN news page, just before the games on Sunday, just before they got going, CNN had this up as a top story. Dead Dolphins in the Amazon. And again, in our community, we were leaning towards the Bills to beat the Dolphins on Sunday prior to this news story coming out. But I'm going to show you how this news story just prior to the football games was no accident. It's part of the script. And again, for people who don't get it, your news is BS propaganda. Your sports are totally BS. And it's all being presented to you through screens that are controlled by the same cabal. So, we're going to start here and then we'll move on to the other games and other topics. But if you missed it, before the Dolphins' 70-point win the weekend prior, you had two members of the Miami Dolphins team die who were both drafted by the Dolphins in 1970. And the second member of that team to die was Tim Foley, who died the day of the game. But his death was not announced until September 27th, the very special day to the Jesuit order. They saved his death for days after the game, even though he died the day of the game. Gematria, again, in case you're new here, Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, a very simple practice. It's based on ABC as 1, 2, 3, as well as ABC as 1, 2, 3, plus incorporating numerology, as you see on the screen, where Miami Dolphins equals 70. Again, M is worth 4 because M's the 13th letter. The numerology of 13 is 1 plus 3 is 4. That's all you're doing for each letter in the sequence. I's the 9th letter, A's the 1st, M's the 13th, again 4, so on. So, the 70-point win as two members of the Dolphins drafted in 70 die. And then this week, you get this news story about dead Dolphins in the Amazon right before the games get underway. And if you just take the alphabetic order, A is 1, B is 2, up to Z, the 26 letters, 26. If you add up the word Amazon, it equals 70. Now, in the game, one of the reasons that we favored the Bills to beat the Dolphins this weekend was because Josh Allen could become 7-0 at home versus the Dolphins, which is exactly what he did. Josh Allen picked up his 7th win in Week 4, 7 the 4th prime number. 7-0 versus the Dolphins, fresh off the record 70-point win. And again, this is why we teach the knowledge and tell people to wake up. The news that's being put in front of you, it's not helpful to your life. It's coded information, it's propaganda, it's ritualism, it's the cabal speaking in code. And most are looking at this news going, oh my God. I mean, imagine the Miami Dolphins fan, right? Like, everybody likes Dolphins, so their heart's already sunk a little bit because they're reading about all the 100 dead Dolphins in the Amazon, and then they're watching the Miami Dolphins get their ass kicked right after they think they're about to have Don Shula's perfect season again. And let's not forget how they 86'd Don Shula by the code right after the Super Bowl in Miami. Killed him on the date that matched the Super Bowl number that had just been hosted, if you recall, in case you guys forgot that one, because it's the United States of amnesia. Don Shula died on 5/4, right after Super Bowl 54 was played in Miami. That's the one that was the Joe Montana Bowl, where Joe Montana equals 54 in Gematria, and his Chiefs beat his Niners. And again, that was at the start of 2020 to conclude the 2019 season, and Joe Montana wore 19 for the Chiefs. And recall back then what we were pointing out is how in all the mainstream media, they were showing Joe Montana with a Chiefs scarf on. Like, every single news source before the game, they were calling it the Joe Montana Bowl, not telling you the gematria of Joe Montana equals 54. But every single article out there was showing Joe Montana in either a Chiefs scarf or his Chiefs jersey. It's just like they're slapping you in the face with the obvious. So anyhow, Dead Dolphins in the news before the game. Then the Miami Dolphins get beat down pretty good by the Buffalo Bills, who are avenging themselves from their week 1 loss in the scripted Aaron Rodgers injury, where Josh Allen threw 3 interceptions to number 3 on Monday Night Football, where it's always about 33. Okay, so other games. Let's again review the league. I predicted tonight that the winning score for Monday Night Football would be 24. I thought the final score was going to be 24-23 tonight. I was off by 20 points because it ended up being 24-3. But we thought 24 had a great shot tonight because Seahawks equals 24. When you spell out 4 as a word, it equals 24. There was a whole lot of 24 in the games this weekend. And instead of 24-23, we got 24-3. And the interception by number 21. Here, I got to go to the alphabetic order with numerology. You see the number 21 a lot on Monday, the day of the week named after the moon. Moon equals 21 like lunar. Special number on Mondays. Plays a lot in sports. But, of course, you had that. It looked like the Giants were getting it going. Looked like they were going to rally. And then the pick six just killed them. It was over instantly. But if you missed the game, Giants were down 14-3. They were having a nice drive. They were about to score. And then, Daniel Jones, the Giants quarterback, threw an interception right to number 21 on the Seahawks, who returned it for a 97-yard touchdown, pick six. That was the 20th points of the game. The extra point made it 21-3 after the touchdown by number 21. And, you just got to wonder, it's like, was that supposed to be like some kind of like, throwing some chump change to the Seahawks fans? Because, of course, the Seahawks fans, their hearts are still broken from Super Bowl 49, where Russell Wilson's 21st pass of the game at the goal line, instead of handing off to Marshawn Lynch, was intercepted by number 21 on the date, February 1st, 2-1, on the down 2nd and 1. And in that game, Tom Brady got his 21st playoff win and became 4-2 in Super Bowls, winning it in Arizona, which equals 42, and beating the Seahawks out of Washington State, the 42nd state. So, huge interception moment by a number 21 against the Seahawks tonight in prime time. You could argue that number 21 won the game for them. And actually, but before I even get into that topic, or further into this topic and the other games this week, I also meant to talk about this while we were on 70. There was another big death this weekend in NFL history. Former Pro Bowl tight end Russ Francis. Russ Francis, dead at age 70 in what they're saying is an aviation accident. They said he was flying with an aviation expert, a safety expert, who also ironically died in the crash. But 70 years old was Russ Francis. And, of course, in Gematria, Francis equals 70, as does Vatican. We bring up this point a lot with Pope Francis. And, again, if you're new here, Gematria, the 4 base ciphers, just to kind of show you how they work and how it's important to know all the ciphers. Notice how Russ Francis is 48 forwards with numerology. He died 48 years after being drafted into the NFL. And then Russ Francis is 78 in reverse. Sunday also has the Gematria 78 like Jesuit. And he died a span of 78 days from Pope Francis's upcoming birthday on December 17th. So you just got to say, what are the odds of that? What are the odds when we're pointing out week after week how all roads lead to Rome? It's the Catholic Church's calendar that we're on. It's the English language that's credited to a Catholic monk. And, it's how all of these rituals just like this have been in motion since the 16th century when the Jesuits came into being. But anyhow, Russ Francis, dead at 70, and the 49ers off to a great start. He played for the Patriots and the 49ers, did Russ Francis. San Francisco is named after St. Francis of Assisi, as is Pope Francis. He's also named after St. Francis of Assisi. And, this does happen in NFL Week 4 for the number associated with death. In Gematria, death equals 38, as does murder, as does killing, as does RIP. His other team got wasted by the Cowboys, 38-3. Dak Prescott got his 37th home win and stayed on 37 all-time losses over the Patriots. And I meant to play it the other night, but you know what? Here, let me play this. This is from the week before. This is the Patriots game the week before. Let me scroll down here for a minute and find this. I want to play this for you. What the announcers were saying last week about the Patriots in 37, seemingly taking a jab at those of us who are aware of the way the games are rigged. Well, let me just get this from a week ago. Here we go. Turn this up. Shout out to Matthew P. who caught this. I wouldn't have known about it without him. And I think he was trying to record it just in time. I wish I could hear the first part of this conversation. If anybody has the Jets-Patriots game recorded and can go back and listen to exactly the build-up to this, I'd love to hear it all, but listen.
Do something to do with 37. It's all about numbers, man. Numerology, lovers, don't believe it.
Numerology, numbers, don't believe it. Patriots, 37, don't believe it. Well, then next week, here's Dak Prescott with his 37th home win, staying on 37 losses, absolutely destroying the Patriots, so... But yeah, again, there's been more and more stuff like that in recent years. And again, if you're new here, USA Today wrote their article about me in January of 2016. So that article is approaching 8 years old. Again, we've caught the eye of the league and the mainstream media for exposing just the way these games are rigged. And there's been some curious moments in commentating history where it seems like they're talking exactly to us. Why are they making a point about Patriots in 37? I think the kicker was going for like his 37th straight make and missed. But that's also the ritual. Just the fact that it's even there, and then they get the symbolic miss on 37. So, where he said, don't believe it, remember that guy's paid millions of dollars to lie to you on the screen. It's pretty much all the screen's here to do is distract you and lie to you every day, and people are paid big bucks to do it. But when he says, don't believe it, well, again, there's nothing to believe, because believing is something you do for things that there's no proof of. Proof of gematria and rigging in the NFL? Well, we provide that in ample evidence week after week. The Lions opened up the week, getting their 4th straight win over the Packers in week 4. And again, 35 Thursday. How many times have we talked about 35 Thursday? The Packers stayed on 35 wins at Lambeau against the Lions. And remember, week 1, Lions got their first win in Kansas City in 35 years in Dan Campbell's 35th game. Week 2, Kirk Cousins got his 35th loss with the Vikings. Week 3, what was week 3? Week 3 was Giants and 49ers. That was the 35th regular season meeting of the 49ers and Giants. And then week 4 this week, Packers stay again on 35 wins versus the Lions at Lambeau. Shout out to Martin who found that on the Packers dope sheet. It was a harder 35 to find because you had to, it wasn't just the all-time home record for the Packers because they played in other stadiums. It was their home record at Lambeau. Okay, again, Jaguars and Falcons. Easy call. Jaguars picked up the 23rd home win of the entire season, winning with 23 in the special game in London, where they will play again next week. But Jaguars are the team that equals 23. Bills, Dolphins, we talked about how Josh Allen became 7-0 at home. And Tua stayed on 24 wins. Again, that was a huge number this week, 24 in week 4. When you spell out 4 as a word, it equals 24. Next week, Tua plays the Giants. Giants are the 25 team. Again, he stayed on 24 wins this week. Tonight, Geno Smith got his 25th career win. They pulled Geno Smith when he was 9 for 11 for a supposed injury. And it was kind of funny because they even misreported his stats on the screen if you were watching tonight. If you were watching tonight's game when they pulled Geno Smith, they put up on the screen that he was 9 for 11 with 68 yards passing. And, how many times have I talked about how the 9/11 plan went into motion in 1968 and how Seattle and New York are the cities that are most connected to 9/11 because, again, Boeing is from Seattle, and the construction firm that helped build the World Trade Centers, Magnus and Klemenkic Associates, is from Seattle, and Seattle, Washington equals 68. But yeah, they had to put up on the screen 9 for 11, 68 yards as they're taking him off the field. And I just thought, oh my God. For people who don't know, again, in 1968, World Trade Center construction began. 911 was made the national emergency dialing code. Boeing debuted their jumbo jetliners. George W. Bush graduated from Yale Skull and Bones. 2001: A Space Odyssey came out. Again, the founder of Boeing also is a member of Yale Skull and Bones. But anyway, the Broncos and the Bears. Chicago's the 3-1-2, and Fields, their quarterback, fell to 3-12 at home. Sean Payton got his first win with the Broncos. Once upon a time, he was a player for the Chicago Bears. The Ravens and the Browns. There really wasn't a whole lot to go off of in this game. I said if I have to pick this game, I'm taking the Ravens just because they have a better narrative to go further this season than the Browns do. And if Lamar Jackson wins this week, it sets him up to potentially get his 50th win next week versus Pittsburgh, which has had a number of 50 rituals over the years. But before you go bet on the Ravens to beat Pittsburgh next week, you still want to do more homework than that. It was just the clue for this week for what might very well happen next week. And then when they pulled Deshaun Watson, well, then it seemed all but over that the Ravens would win. But we were looking at this game on Saturday before Watson was out. And funny enough, once upon a time, Watson and Lamar Jackson played each other in college on that very same day, October 1st, back in 2016, 7 years earlier. And Deshaun Watson with Clemson beat Lamar Jackson 42-36. Battle of the black quarterbacks and a big 42. What do you know? And with Lamar Jackson losing that game, he was playing for the Louisville Cardinals back then, 36. You might recall that, if you guys don't know this, when Lamar Jackson was in college, you see how Jackson equals 19? Remember how Muhammad Ali died right before Lamar Jackson's rookie season at Louisville? And if you didn't know, Muhammad Ali was from Louisville. But they had a 19-mile funeral procession for Muhammad Ali right before the college football season started, where Lamar Jackson became the star of that entire college football season. But also 19 is the number of the Quran code, which was also discovered in 1968, just like how the lead hijacker on 9/11 was born in 1968. And again, they said there were 19 hijackers. But anyway, when Lamar Jackson was in college, everywhere online he had a different birthday. Then it was the day he got drafted into the NFL that his birthday changed everywhere online. The whole time he was at Louisville, everywhere that his birthday was posted online, he had the exact same birthday as Muhammad Ali. The exact same birthday. He was born January 17th when he was in college. And don't forget Muhammad Ali's death in 2016 at age 74. Who called that 4 years before it happened? You know? Maybe it was 3 years, actually. I found Gematria in 2013. It was one of the first things I realized. I just realized how important 74 was. Now it was connected to all these spiritual figures, including Muhammad. And I said, you know what? Muhammad Ali is going to go at age 74. I realized how connected that number was to killing. And then not only did he die at 74, he died on June 3rd. And they said the Prophet Muhammad died in history at age 63. He died on 6/3. And 2016, the year he died in, that's the 63rd triangular number. But yeah, Lamar Jackson had the same birthday as Muhammad Ali. And again, just how it's all connected. Just ritual sacrifice. One star sacrificed, another star is born. It's the way the game works. Jim Brown, 104, dead right before the 104th NFL season. Jim Brown dead on Brooks Robinson's birthday. Brooks Robinson, his full name equals 104. His nickname, Human Vacuum Cleaner. This is Brooks Robinson in baseball. Oh, it's 70 as well, but when you run it the other way, 101. His team, the Orioles, finished the baseball season on 101 wins right after his death. And what did Stephen A. Smith say on First Take the morning after Brooks Robinson died? He said, I think this death's going to motivate the Orioles and put them in the World Series. I remember when Stephen A. Smith's mother died right before the NBA Finals by the NBA Finals numbers. He knows a little thing about celebrity sacrifice and the cost of being up on the stage making the Mega Millions. The Titans and the Bengals, 3 weeks in a row. The same numbers won for us in Tennessee. Just follow the numbers. Tennessee, 34. You don't got to believe it. It's won for us 3 weeks in a row. And whereas Zach Taylor stayed on 34 wins as a coach. Oh, I wrote Burrow, which also equals 33. That's not what I meant to write. Joe Burrow picked up his 20th loss. Another good number with the Titans. So that announcer said, "Don't believe it." He was speaking on behalf of the casinos. The Rams and the Colts. Rams got their 4th straight win over the Colts. Stafford picked up a 91st win in the regular season on the day, leaving 91 days left in the year. Last week, the Colts became 6-9 versus Baltimore. This week, Sean McVay got his 69th win, and the most simple cipher, Colts is 69. When you run it in reverse with numerology, Colts is 30, and Stafford became 3-0 versus the Colts. I wasn't crazy about that game because there was one thing I was worried about it. We did think more lined up for the Rams, but I thought that game was a little bit dangerous. The Bucs and Saints got this one wrong. There is a good number with the Bucs, but it did fail this week, and it's why I always tell people never bet the house on anything. Buccaneers is 37. The Saints could have picked up their 37th win in week 4, or maybe it was actually, it might have been 37th win in week 4, or it might have been 37th all-time home win over the division. It might have also been that. It was one of those two, and Derek Carr could have got his 37th home win as well, but that game went sideways on us. It does happen. Can't win them all. Eagles and Commanders. We thought Commanders with the points was the smart call here. They did have a decent narrative to upset Philadelphia. Ron Rivera could have got his 101st win on 10/1, and Philadelphia does equal 101. But again, the Eagles are a team with a very premier narrative, and the teams with the premier narratives, they will often blow through riddles against them. And that's why Eagles with the points wasn't a bad call. Plus, Washington did fall to 2-2, and the Eagles sure do like 22. So that was just right there on the surface. And hey, what do we call Philadelphia? We call it the 65 City, right? Remember, they solved the boy in the box murder after 65 years. And Philadelphia equals 65, and its date of establishment is October 27th, the day leaving 65 days left in the year, and there's just a gazillion Philadelphia 65 rituals over the years, so hey, why not one more with 65 points in the game in overtime? Vikings over Panthers, we like the Vikings. Panthers got the 110th home franchise loss on the date that could be written 1/10, like 110. And Minnesota is 110. And there were a couple other things, but that Minnesota 110 was really screaming out. And I did point out that if the Vikings won, they'd go face Kansas City 1-3 and very likely be on their way to falling to 1-4 and picking up their 4th loss versus the team who they lost Super Bowl 4 to. Super Bowl 4 was Kansas City over Vikings. And KC, we call it 14 Town. But you see how they go in 1-3 if they lose next week, 1-4. And Kansas City also equals 148. And the coach of the Vikings became 14-8 before he goes to face Kansas City. Kansas City was up 20-12 at the half, 32 points. Again, you pay attention to those halftime scores so often. If they add up to a certain side, it's a good sign for that side. Now, the game that killed our community this weekend was the Steelers and Texans. And again, Houston is 31 land. We've won a bazillion times off Houston in 31. Remember when Takeoff died last year? It was a huge 31 ritual, and then they arrested his shooter 31 days later in Houston. Amazingly, in all the years I've been doing this, I've never seen it fail 2 weeks in a row. It's not a number that fails very often in Houston, but Houston in 31 has literally failed 2 weeks in a row. So both weeks it would have played against them, and in both weeks they blew right through it. And I'm literally shell-shocked by that happening. Plus, the Steelers are also a strong 31 team, and they could have become 3-1 in the battle of the two 31 teams. But had that game not failed, a lot of people would have been a lot wealthier this weekend. People still did very well because nearly every game we had a side that we took, we nailed. The only two games that went sideways on us this week were the Steelers and the Saints. The S's got us. Chargers and Raiders, there wasn't a whole lot to go on in this game. Raiders could have got the 188th all-time win in the division, which is Los Angeles Chargers, but there were some other things that could have gone either way. You had 41 combined points in this game. Big number in LA. Remember when Kobe and his daughter died, he was 41, she was 13. And LA's 41 in reverse, 13 forwards. 41's the 13th prime. Added up 41 plus 13, it's 54, like Kobe Bean Bryant dead the Sunday before Super Bowl 54. Kobe Bryant also 58, Super Bowl 58's upcoming. It'll be the 54th Super Bowl of the modern era. And they're putting up that Kobe statue 3 days before the Super Bowl. Somebody can win their third Super Bowl. Cowboys and Patriots. Again, we talked about this. Dak Prescott got his 37th home win and stayed on 37 all-time losses over the Patriots, which is 37 in the most pure. A week after the announcer tried to tell you there was something about numerology in the Patriots and 37 and don't believe it. Well, that false comment held up for 1 week. 49ers and Cardinals, again, there's no more 50 team than San Francisco. They hosted Super Bowl 50. They were once 5-0 in Super Bowls themselves. Brock Purdy's had a number of 50s come up in his short career, and in this most recent week, he became 5-0 at home in the regular season. McCaffrey picked up, well, we thought McCaffrey was good for at least one touchdown. He went for 4 touchdowns in week 4. But he picked up his 42nd career touchdown over Arizona. Of course, Arizona equals 42. We also thought Drake London was good for a touchdown in London, and that also happened. And Chiefs and Jets. Chiefs, who've been scoring 31 a lot in their Super Bowls lately, improved to 3-1. And, you know, if they do beat Minnesota next week to become 4-1 in tribute to Super Bowl 4, again, 41, big Super Bowl number. So, funny enough, Andy Reid would get his 251st regular season win, the 54th prime, and the upcoming Super Bowl will be 54 years after Super Bowl 4. What are the odds? So, yeah, you know, that is the week that was. And again, this is the Monday show where we review the rigged action and how our performance went for the week. And what sucked for us is the last 3 weeks, the games we've liked, all but one has come through. All but one each week. And you could argue, well, last week our favorite games did come through, but one of our favorite games did not. I did say that this week, I thought like the one game, I said the game that would shock me the most if it failed was the Steelers game, and it shocked me, and I'm still shocked. So I mean that hurt, and I wasn't the only one who felt that way. You know, a lot of us for a lot of different reasons felt like that game was not going to disappoint, but somehow, some way it did. And then the other week, you know, like a number that's super reliable in this. In a certain city is Detroit. We call Detroit the 83 city because it's on the 83rd Meridian West, and Detroit, Michigan's 83, and like even their baseball team's 83. And in the last week of the season, Detroit Tigers, funny enough, in 3 games in their last week, they had an 83 on the board, and in all 3 games it hit, and the number almost always hits in Detroit. But the other week, you know, Pete Carroll somehow, some way escaped Detroit on 82 losses. He did not pick up 83 there, and that hurt us that week. So, but again, that's why I teach people not to bet the house. Play small, win big. Play small, lose small. And, people who've stuck to those methods, they've done very well for a lot of years. People who've come into my community and showed up on the wrong weekend and heard that this is the best knowledge in the world and threw $5,000 down on a parlay because they wanted to overnight be a millionaire or win $100,000, and they're cussing me out. Oh, I heard your shit was so good. What the fuck happened to the Steelers? It's just like, hey, I never told you to go out and bet $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000. That's not the way I play. It's never the way I've taught to play. Again, at the end of the day, we're not in control of the games. What we're doing over here is taking advantage of the rigging, and we've done a damn good job of that over the years. But also, because they're aware of what we're doing and how many people have benefited and profited and made their pockets a lot fatter and changed their lives, it's obvious over the years that some things just aren't as consistent as they used to be. I mean, there's seasons where we didn't miss a single time on Houston in 31. It played super well all year in the baseball season. So for it to miss 2 weeks in a row in the NFL, it is mind-boggling, but it is what it is. And no one's going to take away anything that we've proven. I mean, again, we've proven it a million times in sports, news stories, exactly with what they did with Takeoff last year. He's down there with his 31-year-old uncle, and they're arresting the shooter 31 days later, and yada, yada, yada. But the other thing that was sad for me tonight is I thought my man Fant, I thought he'd get in the end zone, and for a second they ruled a touchdown, but his knee came down just a hair early. Anyway. Congrats to the winners. You were in the stream earlier today when I covered the Bupak Shakur death. You were in the stream literally earlier dropping a super chat when I talked about it. So go back and watch the stream earlier. Again, supposedly social media personality Bupak Shakur killed the day they arrest the Tupac Shakur killer. But thank you again. And 1 hour, 4 minutes marks the mockery. Rewatch all games here. Hey, I'll tell you what one of the most amazing observations by the community was this weekend. And here, I'll just prove it to you in real time so you don't got to take my word for it. Remember, in Patrick Mahomes' first season as a starter, which was 2018, the Kansas City Royals, his dad used to be a pro baseball player. Baseball equals 54. The first Super Bowl he won was Super Bowl 54. But the Royals that year went 58-104. 58-104, right? This year is Super Bowl 58 to conclude the 104th NFL season. Tupac Amaru Shakur equals 58 forwards, 104 in reverse. Killed in Vegas, at least so we're told. This year the Super Bowl's in Vegas. And I suspect we'll see the Tupac hologram this year as part of the entertainment. But let me see if I can get this up here. Okay, so here, we're going to go through this and do math. This might be a little bit boring to you, but I want you to see it with your own eyes. We're gonna observe how Patrick Mahomes began this game 5 for 8 with 104 passing yards in primetime last night over the Jets, as he took a knee at the goal line instead of going in for the touchdown, which would have put the game on the over. And I guarantee you the Vegas public money, or not the over, but the spread. The Chiefs would have covered the spread had he scored a touchdown. So he took a knee at the 1 and won by 3. Okay. Patrick Mahomes, first completion of the game right here. Short left to Kelsey for 16 yards. And remember this whole Kelsey and Swift thing, right? There's a Kelsey brother on the Eagles, and there's a Swift on the Eagles who came over from the Lions, who upset the Chiefs in week 1 in the 35 special. But okay, Patrick Mahomes' first pass of the game is to Kelsey for 16 yards. Patrick Mahomes' second pass, or I'm tripping. Why is this, earlier when I did this, it was not like this. Why is this thing dyslexic right now? All right. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm just getting dyslexic. Okay, Mahomes' first pass of the game to Kelsey for 16 yards. Second pass of the game to Kelsey for 13 more yards. So he's got 29 yards, right? He's 2 for 2 with 29 yards for his first passes. His next passes are incomplete, so he's 2 for 3 for 29 yards, okay? They end up with a field goal on that drive. Next drive, Patrick Mahomes, first pass, incomplete, so he's 2 for 4. He runs. Ends up being a 48-yard touchdown run by number 10. New York Jets equals 48. He scored the 9th points. The extra point made it 10. So number 10 essentially led to the 10-0 lead. But okay, Mahomes, he only ran on, or he had an incompletion and no completions on that. So he's 2 for 4 still. 2 for 4 for 29 yards. Nothing's changed for his yardage. Okay, Patrick Mahomes passed short left to Travis Kelce for 8 yards. So now he's 3 for 5 for 37 yards. Patrick Mahomes passed short right to Pacheco for 33 yards. So he went from 37 plus 33. That's 70 yards. And earlier when I did this, I wasn't tired, so it was easy. I'm tired right now. Okay, he was 2 for 4. Then he was 3 for 5. Then he was 4 for 6. So he's 4 for 6 right here for 70 yards. 4 for 6 for 70 yards, okay? He throws to Kelce, incomplete, 4 for 7. And then right here, big touchdown pass, 5 for 8, right? And he had 70 yards before this pass. This pass is for... Why can I not see how many yards it's for now? What, did they take it off so that more people can't see this? Oh wait, no, I'm tripping. That was taken away because of the penalty. Wait, I did something wrong. I missed something. Oh, I hold on. All right, this was to put it at 70 yards here. Oh, here it is. My bad. All right, so the 33 yards put it at 70, and then he was 4 for 7 there. So 4 for 7 for 70 yards. Next pass right here, 5 for 8. This is a 34-yard completion for 34 yards. So 70 plus 34 is 104. So he started out 5 for 8 for 104 yards. Just think about it. 5 for 8 for 104 yards. As the announcers are, again, blurting out, just game after game. You couldn't have scripted it any better. Sometimes, they flipped the script in this one. I think that's what they did in the Steelers game. But, 5 for 8 for 104 yards. Amazing. As amazing as the Royals going 58 and 104. His first season as a starter. But yeah, if you want to go through and tally that up yourself, it's all there. I didn't do the best job there communicating at that time, but that is what it was. 5 for 8 for 104. So, okie dokie. Let's see. If anybody wants to phone in, let me put the number up here. Again, we're always waiting for that person to call in to explain to us how it isn't scripted and how it's all legit and above board. Let me make sure we got the phone line open here. Okay, I think we got the phone line open. Seven 734.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, you're on. What's up?
Yeah, man. I'm the one writing on the comments here saying about, like, it's all rigged up, man. Like, how do they coordinate all this and practice all this out beforehand and match up with the numbers that you're coming up with? How do they do this, man?
Hey, have you ever watched the interview, the post-game interview of when Russell Wilson threw the interception at the goal line and the Patriots won?
I think I remember that, yeah.
What did number 21 say?
I don't remember that now.
He said, we practiced that exact play all week. And that should make everybody pause, because why would they even be practicing that since the Seahawks didn't have a single pass on the goal line all season? That was the very first pass all season for the Seahawks on the 1 yard line. They literally didn't have a single pass on the 1 yard line in the regular season that year. First one all year. So why would the Patriots spend the whole week practicing guarding against the pass on the goal line?
Oh, I had no idea, man.
Well, doesn't that kind of answer your question?
So this is when you first got the indication of it all being like this?
No, we were calling Super Bowls before that Super Bowl. I mean, no.
Wow. I didn't have no idea, man. I mean, I hadn't been in the dark about everything, but this I definitely didn't know about. But, wow.
And then, I mean, just think about it. Remember what happened the next time the Patriots were in the Super Bowl? They benched him. Like, how are you going to be the greatest coach of all time, Mr. Hoodie, and bench your star player for the Super Bowl? And remember, the Patriots lost. It's like, well, I wonder why you lost. You benched your star defensive back who won your last Super Bowl for you.
What is the point of all this, though? I mean, is anything freaking real, man? I mean, what is going on?
Well, here's my opinion. My opinion is it's a litmus test to make sure everybody's as stupid as they want them to be. That's been my interpretation of these sports leagues, because they're an obvious joke. I can't believe anybody has so few brain cells in their head that they think these games are legitimate.
You know what? I'm not a sports guy like that, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm more into, like, you know, the end times, the gematria with the end times, and linking up all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't doubt this at all, and I'm just kind of surprised by it, because I mean, it's just like, come on, man, you're taking all the fun out of everything here, man. If it's completely rigged, where's the fun in any of it?
Well, people shouldn't be going to these games for having fun. I mean, how many people have to die every week for these rigged games? You know, Tim Wakefield, what happened to him on the last day of the baseball season? Mr. World Series. I mean, for years I've called everybody knows who's followed my work that I call 57 the World Series number. What's the headline yesterday? Tim Wakefield, 2-time World Series champ, dead at 57. It's just like, what? Like, really? On the last day of the MLB season? ESPN's longest time sports writer for baseball's dead today. I mean, what are the odds of these things?
It's these Jesuits, man. It's them. It's these Jesuits, isn't it? They're all linked with these Jesuits.
All right, man. Appreciate the call. Okay, what's up, 702?
Hey, what's up, my brother?
What's going on?
Hey, man, I fucking love your show, man. Your show is a fucking bomb, bro. And I want to thank you for showing everybody how numbers work in real life, because we are in the fucking matrix, bro.
You think it's just? Do you think it? All right, so that's an argument. Do you think this is just the Matrix that's making all this happen, or do you think it's a rigged game?
It's numbers and it's matrix, bro. That's what I think.
Okay, I don't think it's a bad argument. I do think there's definitely an organic side to it, but I do think there's a lot of rigging in the pro sports as well.
Oh yeah, in sports, man, it's all rigged. You already know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost money last night. I already knew it was rigged. I lost money last night. I didn't really give a shit.
Well, hey, that's the right attitude. Don't let it ruin your day. So.
Oh, never, my brother, never.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate the support.
Oh, hell yeah, my brother.
All right, man. Thank you.
Your channel, man. Hey, man. You keep your channel strong, bro.
Well, YouTube doesn't help me out too much in that regard, but I appreciate that some of you guys have found it and stay here. So thank you.
You got it, my brother.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, bye.
404.
Hello.
You're on 404.
Yes, sir. So, Zach, you are amazing. I think you're a genius at what you do. But I know that the game is rigged, but I don't think that it's just a bunch of people scripting and stuff behind a closed curtain. I just think everything is numerically encoded. So that's why it pops up the way it does. You know what I'm saying?
So, like, you just think it just worked out that way? Like the Russell Wilson's 21st pass intercepted by number 21 with all those 21s as Brady gets his 21st playoff win?
No. Some of this stuff, a lot of this stuff is scripted, but I don't think every single game is scripted. You know what I'm saying? Not every single game. Most of the stuff, Super Bowls, NFL, most NFL games are. I just don't think how all the numbers match up that they have the time to script all this stuff. I just think everything is numerically encoded, and the math just adds up the way it does. Now, I'm not disregarding anything that you're talking about. Like,
well, here, let me ask you this. Let me ask you
Go
this.
ahead.
How many different TV shows are on television every single day that are scripted?
Man, all these fucking TV shows scripted.
So why can't you have enough writers to script the games as well?
They do. I don't know, man. I love sports, but when I learned about, like, when my cousin put me on Gematria, specifically with the work that you do about 6 years ago, I kind of I've been fading away from it, man. And it's like, I don't know. It is what it is. It's entertaining, but at the same time, it's a bunch of BS. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. Like, I don't even know what I think it's too much money in sports. That's what it is. Too much money in sports, and it's made for us to not really see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. I appreciate the work you do, man. I watch all your videos. You're amazing. But yeah, bro, I don't know. It's just like it's like the other caller just said. It's mind-boggling how all this shit could be scripted, but it is because it all adds up. And the Gematrinator, the calculator, man, it's all BS.
Well, I hear everything you're saying. So, but I appreciate the call. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, you have a good night. Staying up late on the East Coast. But yeah, I mean, I'll always make the same arguments, you guys. I feel like I got pretty good arguments. You know, I mean, again, think about how many things are scripted on television. You know what I mean? 201.
Hello?
You're on 201.
Hey, Zach, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
I just want to say that, like, you know Trey?
You mean RPM Trey?
No, Trey he put me on to with the Gematrias.
Okay, well, thank you to Trey.
I just wanted, like, at first I was telling him there's no way. I used to be the biggest LeBron fan. I used to argue with everybody and all that, but then, like, the numbers and everything, how they just add up, it's amazing how it works. And it's just, like, now I just despise LeBron.
For people who don't know, LeBron, the first year he won his championship, they shortened the NBA season to 66 games. LeBron is 66. LeBron James is 66. Big number with his career. Now he's on the Lakers, 66. But again, for people who say, like, oh, they wouldn't do this because then it would cost them too much money. Again, you guys, I'm sorry, but those are amateur hour comments. The people who print the money in this world, like, they're printing the money. They use the money to control us, and they use the money to keep us as children dreaming about being athletes and movie stars and entertainers. It's all part of the game, you guys. We live in a big rigged game, and the money's part of it too. And these guys don't need to make more money and bring in more. If they needed more money, they would have had the Mariners win on Saturday to have more excitement for the Sunday games. It's not about that. It's about their rigged little rituals, and that's why they'd shorten an NBA season for King James. Again, the King James Bible is 66 books in length, and in Jewish gematria, the word king itself equals 66. And then LeBron finally wins it for the Cavs on the real King James's birthday. Go ahead. Sorry, I was talking over you. Go ahead.
Even the year LeBron won, in the bubble, the first round was 4-1, second round was 4-1, third round was 4-1, and then they won 4-2 in the finals, and then Kobe died at 41.
And when they won it on Father-Daughter Day, exactly 41 weeks after LeBron's birthday. King is 41, Kobe Bryant 41, dead at 41. Yep.
LeBron's his game when he got injured that year before Kobe passed away. It was the game that he got injured. It was 41 days before that, and then he scored 16 points.
Yeah, I remember the year he won it on the real King James' birthday. There was a night where I said, watch, LeBron's going to score 41 tonight. And not only did he score 41, Kyrie was his teammate back then. And Kyrie, they both scored 41 in the same game. I was like, look at how 41 the date was.
I remember when LeBron got fouled in the Trailblazers game before Kobe's death. And Kent Bazemore fouled him, and he wore 24, just like KD's initials, like Kobe Bryant. And then he played dead like he got fouled hard.
Right, yeah.
I be trying to put all my friends on. They just call me crazy. Just like yesterday with the Jets game. I said, Pat Mahomes don't play like this. He throwing interceptions. He don't even want to play.
Exactly. What do you make of the Jimmy Butler thing today?
You said what?
Well, what do you make of what they did with Jimmy Butler today?
Oh, him being all emo and shit. He said that he got to stick to the script or stay in character. It's because they're trying to push the narrative. They're trying to make males into like females and more females into more aggressive. Like they're trying to make males look gayish and then females like more the physique and aggressive types now.
What's the connection? What's the connection with Jimmy Butler and Dwayne Wade besides the Miami Heat and Chicago?
I think his son thing, how Dwayne Wade's son's like, he's like a transgenderish and trying to be a female now. Right.
No, I get that too. But what's the connection for them before they made it to the NBA?
I'm not even sure, to be honest.
They both went to the same Jesuit university. I'm always educated about how the Jesuits are pushing this LGBTQT agenda. And again, both of these guys went to Marquette, the Jesuit school in Milwaukee.
Well, too, even that how that whole transgender thing is with all that and weird stuff is too. Mr. Beast's logo, the colors of his logo or the transgender logo, and then his friend decided he wanted to be a girl now.
Exactly.
I'm trying to tell people, they just call me crazy.
Yeah, I know that. Hey, the same thing's been going on my whole life, man. It's like you point out the obvious, and then people call you crazy for it. And it's like that's why I decided a long time ago.
It's just a coincidence. There's no way that all these numbers add up, and it's just a coincidence. Even the New York flooding the other day with the 93, it was in the Super Mario Brother movie, Brooklyn, went under the flooding.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
But it's just insane. And I was telling my friends the other day that I think the Chiefs going to win the Super Bowl because the whole Tupac, how it's the 58th Super Bowl, the 104th season, and Pat Mahomes, like you said earlier, with the 58 and 104 with the Orioles. I told him I think it's going to be another Chiefs and Eagles Super Bowl because they're trying to do that Kelsey and Swift thing. And the Kelsey brothers again with Swift plays on the Eagles.
Yeah, it's a very possible scenario, that's for sure.
But then my other friend thinks, because he does the Gematria a little bit, he thinks because Tupac went to school in Baltimore that they might make the Ravens go to the Super Bowl.
I think those are the only two teams that got a shot in the AFC, and I've been saying that since the last Super Bowl ended. So if it's not one of those two in the AFC, I'll be pretty surprised about that.
And I think it's going to be the Orioles in the World Series too with that death that just happened.
Yep.
And then, like you said, Stephen A. was talking about it the other day, like, it's going to motivate them to go to the World Series.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Again, for people who would wonder why Stephen A. Smith wouldn't come out and like spill the beans, I mean, look at how much money Stephen A. Smith gets paid to legitimize these sports leagues. This man makes $8 million per year to get on the TV and talk about the sports games like they're real. So.
Yeah, and a lot of the sports people are like, they're not even like cool people. They're really assholes. Like, I bet off the knowledge from the Gematria with the numbers, and FanDuel like made me a VIP, so they gave me tickets to the Liberty game the other day. And I seen Lamar Jackson there, and I was like, Mark, get a picture. He just brushed me off.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say these people don't. Well, you know what? When I was a kid growing up, there were some Portland Trailblazers that were nice people, and they're all dead right now. Jerome Kersey, Kevin Duckworth, Cliff Robinson. Those guys all cared about the community. They'd be out at Lloyd Center, which is the mall near where the stadium is. They'd always be out autographing. They'd always be at Foot Locker. They were nice guys. And they're all dead. And they all died at a young age. And I still remember the day Cliff Robinson died. Cliff Robinson died the day after the Chadwick Boseman Jackie Robinson ritual. And Cliff Robinson died at age 53, the day of the 53rd game between the Blazers and the Lakers in the playoffs all time. And, of course, Los Angeles equals 53. Like how they lost in Super Bowl 53 to the Patriots, which also equals 53. But, yeah, as a kid, those guys were really nice people that were always out in the community and always had time for the fans. And I just think about how they're all dead. And those were the nicest members of that Portland Trail Blazers team. So,
how you feel about LeBron going back to 23? Do you think there's anything significant with that?
well, what year are we in?
2023. But it's going to be the 2024 NBA season, too.
It is, but it starts in 23, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then I've seen his picture he posted. It looks like a clone, like they're coming out of like a thing. Like he got cloned. His picture that he posted today.
Have you seen the House Party movie that came out?
Yeah, with that whole ritual thing that they put in there, and then they drink the blood and do all that weird sacred thing.
They literally go to an Illuminati party and they sacrifice Kid Cudi, and he was 38 years old when that movie came out. We're always talking about dead rappers at age 38. It's messed up. It's like they're putting all the truth in that movie.
They put the truth in everything. It's just people just take it as a joke.
Exactly. That's why they do it. It's like you'll see the most truth in comedies.
Like, everybody just thinks it's a game. And I tell them, like, it's really not. There's no way that all these numbers add up and deaths come behind it and everything equals to that. That it's just a coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's just, and I don't understand how they do it. I don't know how it goes on, but I just know that it is, and it goes on. Because it's just, like I said, it's impossible that everything equals to this and then this comes to the light. Like, it's impossible. Like, I be telling people, too, when we watch the games, the refs will throw a flag for no reason or pick up a flag and move this, move that, because everything has to be by those specific numbers.
Right. Yeah. The ritual's got to be intact. So.
Like, if it's not that, like, it just has to be that exact thing. Like, yesterday, the Chiefs total, the team total yesterday for the Chiefs, I think, was 24.5. And what was it? It was 20. They had 20 points at halftime, right?
Yep, they were up 20-12 at halftime. Only scored 3 in the second half. And again, Mahomes could have ran the ball in, and
they scored 3 points for the rest of the game.
Right, and the over/under was at 42.5. So I mean, it's right there where the over/under is. And again, because he didn't run in the touchdown at the end. And really, there's no reason to not run in the touchdown for anyone to be like, well, then the clock would stop and they'd get. It's like, come on, man, they're going to be down 2 scores with less than 2 minutes and no timeouts. I mean, it's game over.
I thought the Washington Commanders was going to beat the Eagles, though. I ain't gonna lie, because Hurts is 20. He was 20-1 in his last 21 games, and then the DC area code was the 202.
There was a narrative there for them to lose. It's just like they probably have a bigger ritual. So look at what
bigger number with the Eagles. The Eagles are like one of those teams that, like, I know they have like a. It's like they're weird. They just have like a bigger thing like with them.
Right, and the bigger thing could be something as simple as this. If the Eagles are going to go back to the Super Bowl, don't be surprised if Hurts is in that Super Bowl playing on 42 wins on the 42nd day of the year, because it's very possible if you look at what his win total is right now.
That's why I think it's going to be the 2 black quarterbacks again, because the Super Bowl, the 42nd and all that day, and then the N-word is 42 and all that. I feel like it's going to be 2 black quarterbacks again.
Yeah, it's very, very possible.
The easiest thing, though, with the Super Bowl was the Rams. I was telling my friends for weeks that day how the Super Bowl's on the 2-1-3, in the 2-1-3. Odell's going to score the first touchdown. They didn't want to believe me. Then he scored it on number 21, and he wore number 3. Like, they never want to believe me. And then the colors of them with the Ukraine and everything, and then the Golden State one, like, it's just everything being in your face, and everybody just thinks it's a game.
I know, it's like they're under a spell. It mystifies me.
Super Bowl with the Lincoln Memorial Field, how all the numbers synced up to Hurts.
Yeah.
and Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. Lincoln
And
Financial.
then last year's Super Bowl was in what was it, the State Farm Arena or whatever it's called, and then Patrick Mahomes does the State Farm commercials.
And just how perfect it was, because again, like we've pointed out a million times, State Farm equals 103, and Mahomes, that was the 103rd NFL season, and Mahomes went into the stadium before he won the Super Bowl. He went in 10-3 with his playoff record all time to play in State Farm Stadium. While all game we're watching, him win the game and the State Farm ads with him. It's just like, I mean, it is amazing. And exactly, the Eagles are playing in Lincoln Financial. It's on Lincoln's birthday. It's like, how don't people see this?
I think next week they beat the Vikings because he'll be 4-1, and then the Vikings would be 1-4 in case he's the 1-4.
And again, the Chiefs beat the Vikings in Super Bowl IV, so they can get their fourth win, and the Vikings can get their fourth loss.
And I think the Steelers beat the Ravens too. There's like I forget what the number was. There's a certain number with them too. It has something I think to do with 42. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look more at that one because Baltimore's 41 and they can get to 4-1, and Pittsburgh's 50 and Jackson can get his 50th win, but I still haven't looked at that game all the way. Those things on the surface, though, don't look too bad for Baltimore.
It's just all the numbers be right there. Like, that's why I tell people they call it March Madness for a reason. It's college basketball. Like, oh, the underdogs would win. It don't matter by how crazy the numbers are. They already know who's going to win before everything happens.
When these major upsets happen, I mean, this is impossible. We've seen teams that have like 3 first-round draft picks lose to like scrub squads that have nobody. It's just like that would never happen unless the game was rigged. And it's amazing that people. I mean, Hollywood put out a movie, Blue Chips, years ago about how much money these guys are getting behind the scenes. So anyway,
it's crazy. They even put out that clone movie, Clone Tyrone or something on Netflix.
Yeah,
but Tyrone got cloned.
They cloned Tyrone. Yeah, the secret labs under the church.
Face, like I said yesterday, how the Chiefs were up 17-0, and then the Jets came back and made it a close game. Mm-hmm. Pat Mahomes looked nothing like himself yesterday. How he was just like letting it go, doing this Kelsey dropping passes wide open.
Yeah. So
it's just insane. But like I said, I appreciate it. I really do. Like, this brought me to the eye. Like I said, LeBron used to be my favorite player. I don't even argue, like, when I play basketball at the park no more. Oh, LeBron's better than Kobe. LeBron's better than, like, I don't even entertain it because it doesn't even matter because everything is just by numbers and rituals.
Right. And, yeah, I mean, we'll really actually never know who was the best because the damn league's scripted and there's chosen stars. And that's why it starts to make sense, though, because it's like, well, why did that guy never live up to hype? And what happened to him? And how could he just fall off like that? It's because the whole damn thing's a show and we're just watching the script. So, anyway, man, I appreciate the call.
Too, when he passed to Kareem, everybody thought it was going to be the Bucks game, and I told them, nah, that was just to set you up. It was the game prior. They wanted you to take the bait, and everybody took the bait. Yeah,
that was a good thought.
2 more, though, too. I think he finished the 6-6.
Okay, yeah. I won't be surprised if they got LeBron. LeBron signed a lifetime contract with Nike.
Yeah, with Nike.
Was 44 years old. I'm not going to be surprised if LeBron's out on the NBA court until age 44. He also has that barbershop episode with Barack Obama, who was number 44. And they're both laughing so hard about selling their souls. If you guys have never seen that, find the interview with, or that episode of the barbershop with...
his chef died or something, and then he was on the golf course with his hands all, like, taped up and shit. Yeah, exactly. With the Band-Aids all over it the same night, like the next day. He was on the golf course, and it looked like he got into, like, a fight with a black eye and everything, and his chef died the night prior.
Exactly.
It's crazy. But, like, LeBron's, even the LA area code is the 2-1-3. He won 2 with the Heat, 1 with the Cavs, and I think he's going to win 3 with the Lakers.
Okay, that's an interesting thought. I haven't heard that one before, but that could make sense.
6-6 while wearing, I don't know if he'll go back to 6. But even anyway, if you combine him and Jordan's record together, it's still 6-6-6 in your face.
Yeah.
Because Jordan's 6-0.
Indeed. All right, man. Well, I appreciate the call, and don't let your friends depress you, because all of us who are awake are in the same boat.
I just try to tell them to join. Like, they got to understand I just let them keep calling me crazy while I just take the knowledge and make money off of it.
There you go. That's the right attitude.
I appreciate it, though.
All right, man. You have a good night.
You too.
Take care. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get to the other call. I didn't click it fast enough, so just call us back. But, yeah, a lot of us can relate with what he's going through. 301, you're on. Oh, hold on. I didn't hit the speaker button. All right, now we hear you.
All right. Hey, I wanted to see if you've seen the new Patrick Mahomes commercial, the State Farm commercial, where he talks about, he says, the season's going to come down to 3 words, and he says, bundle, home, and auto, right?
You seen the Gematria bundle, right? You know the Gematria bundle?
Yeah, 58 and 104.
Exactly. Look at this, you guys. That if you've seen the new Mahomes birthday on the whiteboard, the word bundle's written in all caps behind him. And just look at it. Bundle, 58-104, right? It's like, oh my God.
You just can't make that up, you know? And I wanted to talk about, you know, how, like, Pete Carroll stayed on 82, and there was all this flooding in New York when flooding is 82.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the Giants, they stayed on 169 losses, 169 wins, including the postseason versus the NFC. You know, Seattle Seahawks won 69.
Okay, that's a good observation.
One thing interesting. What'd you say?
I said that's a good observation.
Yeah, and the Giants picked up the 156 loss versus the NFC, which 33-156. But Pete Carroll's going to come up on the Seahawks are coming up on 212 away losses at some point all time, not including postseason. But Pete Carroll can also get his 114th loss at the same time, because if you write out 114, it equals 212. You know, Seattle, Washington, 212.
Okay.
And the Buccaneers, the reason they upset the Saints is so that they can stay on 313 wins when they play the Lions. I mean, what are the odds that they play the Saints, they beat them, get their 313th win, including the postseason? They have an early bye week in week 5, come back in week 6, and play the Lions.
The 3-1-3, yeah. Okay.
And also, I think that the Panthers, they've been killing me because I'm thinking that they're going to get that 213th, you know? And
they were destined for the loss this past weekend, that 110 thing.
I think that the Panthers are going to go 0-6 and then go win in week 7. Because if you write out Bryce Young, he matches identically in all 4 ciphers to 0-6.
Okay.
Yeah. And he is a black quarterback, so maybe they'll follow that narrative.
Something that's interesting that happened this week, because we've documented this for years, that they'll have these rituals with the games where there's a black QB versus a white QB. New York Giants in Gematria equals 64, and they hosted the 64th game of this NFL season, and Geno Smith got the win and Daniel Jones got the loss, and for the week, white quarterbacks fell to 6-4 versus black quarterbacks by Geno Smith beating Daniel Jones tonight. So,
do you think since Seattle won tonight, they were the away team got the 34th win of the season?
Well, we talked about that because now you got a potential upset for 35 Thursday. And the other thing that happened with MNF always being about 33 is Geno Smith got to 3-3 as a starter on Monday Night Football. And for the season, home teams became 3-3 on Monday Night Football. So it was tricky because if the Giants had won, it would have stayed on 33 losses for home teams for the season. And Daniel Jones could have also stayed on 33 regular season losses. Tonight's Monday Night Football has been really tricky, in my opinion, this year. So,
yeah, it was really tricky, especially tonight's game, because I really wasn't sure, because Pete Carroll was on the 17th day of his age, and Geno Smith could have got the 17th loss, but Daniel Jones ended up getting the 17th loss at home. because Geno Smith could have got the 17th away loss. That's why I was like, fuck, man. They kind of like making these games harder than.
Well, I'll show some. Here's another interesting thing about tonight's game. If you just write out the phrase "number of the beast," it equals 174 with the alphabetic order. And the Giants were on 666 franchise losses tonight, and Pete Carroll came into the game with 174 all-time wins. And tonight's game was also 174 days after the Giants coach's birthday. So both coaches had a 174 thing going on. It's just like, what are the odds of this stuff? I mean, like, and again, you're talking about Seattle, the city on the 47th parallel where Beast is 47 and it's associated with the Beast Quake. So.
Yeah, then that, like I said, that flooding in 82, and Pete Carroll just happens to come into New York and stays on 82 losses just somehow, and there's this historic flooding in New York City.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. All right, man, I don't want to take up more time, but thanks for everything you do, man.
All right, good observations. Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was thinking tonight the score might be 24-23 for 47 points. Again, 47 is so big in Seattle. It's just like the All-Star game this year. The AL stayed on 47 wins. If you do Beast the small way, you see how Beast is 47 like this? If you use numerology, Beast is 11. The National League got their first win in the All-Star game in 11 years in Seattle on the 11th of July. 908.
Yo, Zach, what's up?
Just doing the show. What's up?
Oh, so it's funny. Tonight's game, Seattle, New York, because I live out here, and we just had, all these floods and everything, and I know you did a video on it, and you know how Seattle, rains, all the time. I think that's where you are, right? Or are you in Portland?
Well, I lived a lot of my adult life in Seattle. When I started this channel, I was in the Seattle area. Now I live on the other side of the state where it doesn't rain very much. But yeah, I get the point you're making.
Yeah, no. So, immediately tonight, because, I read your notes and everything, and it was a tricky game, even myself. But I just said, you know what? The other day, we just got destroyed by all this rain. I just said, well, go figure. We're playing the team where they're from the state where it rains more than any other place. So maybe they're just gonna, beat us, and just, mock us, in the process. And you know what happened? And then I'm looking at this other game last night, the Jets and Chiefs game. The same thing. It's a total mockery, these games. And and the NFL, the Twitter site or their Instagram page, they are promoting the Chiefs right in front of our face to basically repeat as champions. And it's become such a joke that I don't even know why people are investing so much into this season thinking they're not going to win it. I know the Ravens, they're a big threat, but I have a bet on the Chiefs as well because it's just getting so obvious. It's a joke. And then you have this whole Taylor Swift nonsense, and go figure, the Kelsey family, for some reason they're getting so famous. It's almost unbelievable to the point. I know both, their mom, she has two sons in the NFL. What are the chances of that happening? And DeAndre Swift plays for the Eagles. It's just holy shit, man. It's a total mind fuck. That's what sports is. It's a mind fuck.
To remind people, Taylor Allison Swift, her full name equals 104. And, I mean, she's never been a part of an NFL season until the 104th NFL season. So
it's a complete mind fuck, and it's a joke. I mean, I haven't seen blatant, acting, rituals, just everything out there it's such a joke. And I'm so thankful that I keep myself sane and I can laugh at, watching sports now because I read your notes, I follow your work, and everything is coming true right in front of our face. And the sad part is people will invest their hard-earned money into this rigged nonsense.
It's crazy how much people pay for this stuff. I mean, just to park to go to these games costs a fortune, and then everything else on top of it. So
yeah, and even just the gambling and stuff. Oh my God! So yesterday,
the Jets game. I've seen 2 games where the spread it hit. There was the Rams and Niners game. McVay kicked a field goal instead of trying for 7. It was like, oh my god! It was the over/under, I think. And then yesterday was the spread for the Jets and the Chiefs, and Mahomes ran for the. He could have ran in the end zone, and the Chiefs could have covered, but he slid at the 1. And I'm just like, oh my god, man! It's unbelievable. Like Vegas and everyone who's in on this is just. It's like a complete. Hey everyone, fuck you. Like we're here to take your money. And
hey. When it was 3rd and 22, did you know that they were going to convert? I just knew it. I was just sitting back. I was like, watch this. They're going to convert on 3rd and 22. Just watch. And then sure enough, 3rd and 22 conversion.
Yeah, they the Jets were in man coverage on 3rd and 20. Who the fuck goes into man coverage on 3rd and 20? I sat there and I'm looking. I'm just like, as soon as I saw man, I said, oh boy. Something funny is going to happen. And, of course, they convert it. It's like you're supposed to go zone. Like, nobody else does it, but the Jets did it. And, their coach is acting like, all rah-rah at the end. I'm just like, Jesus, this is just WWE acting at this point.
It has been the whole time. It just gets worse every year. It's just like, I don't know what's wrong with people, man.
Yeah, and, what's funny? I'm actually I'm like a rookie in this whole Gematria thing because I discovered you last year. And so I'm like brand new to all this stuff, but I've been through like your archive of work and stuff, and it's just, it's genius stuff, man. And the day I found you, it was funny. It was the night of the Bengals and Bills game where Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field. And I looked at that and I was just like, yo, this shit just looks weird. And immediately, for some reason, I was typing in, what is it, on Twitter or something. And I searched Damar Hamlin, sacrifice or ritual. Because I actually thought he fucking died on the field. I was like, was someone sacrificed on the field right now? Like, what the fuck happened? And because I read about this stuff. I know about how Hollywood does it. So I said, what if the NFL does it? And I saw your video, and you explained it perfectly. And I just said, yo, this shit is fucking crazy. And I won money off the Super Bowl that year when the Chiefs won, and I saw your Len Dawson note. I was like, yeah, the Chiefs are they are the Patriots now. These motherfuckers are going to start winning Super Bowls out of nowhere. And you know what? It's not even fucking real. Because you point this shit out all the time.
Andy Reid beats his former team to get his 269th career win, the 57th prime number in Super Bowl 57. And every 57 that was in that game that could play was all on the Chiefs side last year. And last week in Week 3, Andy Reid got his 271st all-time win, the 58th prime, and his 131st win with the Chiefs. And Super Bowl equals 131. So...
Yeah, and again, I live out here. Andy Reid coached the Eagles, and I think his son passed away or something, and it's like, holy fuck, man. He also had
a child run over somebody like right before they won Super Bowl 54 or not long before that.
Yo, it's like everything that happens, like for them to win, to get money and this stuff, they have to pay the price in blood. It's just
exactly.
So gross.
Exactly.
I'm just like, yo, if this is what becoming famous and being an athlete is, we should be telling our children to not play sports or to even think about going.
Exactly. That's what I say all the time, man. Because, look at all the little kids that aspire to be this. And you can't blame them. They're little kids. They want to be the big star in their town and play on the team and be the next Super Bowl winner. But they don't realize that, oh, wait a minute, so I might have to bend over like some guy's desk and take it up the ass and sacrifice my mom and then come out like Jimmy Butler with this emo look. This is what's really going on. So.
Yeah, like, yo, it's amazing. I was telling my friends today that back in the day, and Zach, you're probably about my age, that back in the day when Iverson came out the league, the amount of, like, he's a Jesuit, too, from Georgetown. When he was, with the tats and the baggy clothes and stuff, how much shit he got for that. And now we're up to this with Jimmy Butler and his emo, weirdo looks and people wearing skirts and kilts. And I'm just like, good Lord, man. I can't, like, it's like a total fucking psyop we're in. I'm like, holy shit. I almost can't believe it. And
you know what day Allen Iverson's born, right? You know Allen Iverson's birthday?
No, I don't. What is it?
It's 7/6.
Wow, that's fucking crazy. I know he's a Jesuit, like Ewing, Mourning, and all.
His name equals Society of Jesus equals Washington, D.C. Yeah, his name's 56, their magic number.
Yeah, and what's funny is Iverson, when Wade just got inducted to the Hall of Fame, and of course he picked another Jesuit to induct him in, I was like, yo, this is a total fucking shit show. And I sit back laughing. I just said, man, these guys all pay. Like, the NDAs they sign are probably crazy. These guys all took an oath, and they are not even they're not even living in reality. These motherfuckers are on borrowed time, and when the call comes, they will be put 10 feet under when the time is necessary. And it's by the code, by the number.
Exactly. And a lot of these guys.
Anyway, I don't want to keep talking. I want to let others talk. Thank you again for all your work, man. It's much appreciated. Let's see how this NFL season unfolds with this script.
If only you could see the real archived videos, man. Once upon a time, that my work used to get really good views, but the channel's been deleted 20-some times. Gematria Effect Sports has stayed up since I put it up in 2018, but all the real best videos have all been deleted by the assholes at Google. But thanks for finding the work and going back and looking at the older stuff that still exists.
Yeah, your work on Sandy Hook, I managed to uncover a few of the missing stuff that went missing, and people have copy pasted your work into some secret forums. So I did find some of that. But again, I'm about to get going. But thank you again, Zach.
All right, you have a good night, man. Thank you. 206.
Hey, Zach, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing? I just wanted to just make a quick note. Did you see? You were watching the Monday Night Football game, right?
Oh, I saw a good deal of it.
Okay. Did you notice the one with and it seems like a common theme. I didn't really go into the numbers with it, but I just noticed it was a common thing because I saw this same little thing with the the XFL last year when they had one of their first games where somebody's mom died, right, to start the NFL or XFL season. Boy Mafe, I think the starting outside linebacker for the Seahawks, they were talking about how this dude was I guess his mom died on the same day of Mother's Day, and that he always prays up and whatnot. But he's always flashing the Monte Quinoto, which is the the devil horn, the horn sign. You understand? Did you end up catching that?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I just wanted to see if you caught that because I've just been noticing that a lot lately. That there's a lot of these people. They're always talking about, oh, somebody died on this day, and they always talk about it seems like it's almost every damn week. I don't know if
it is every damn week, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Indeed, it is. Yeah. Indeed, it is.
Yeah, but I just want to bring that up to see if you caught that, if you had any thoughts on that.
Give me the person's name again so I can go back and decode that story.
Yeah, his name is Boy Mafe, and if you go look up I forget what his mother's name is, but he has the same last name as his mother.
Mafe, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mafe. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and I guess his mother died on Mother's Day.
2018.
And they were showing. 2018. Okay.
But they brought up the story. Yeah, I see the article. The story.
Yeah, they actually brought it up on today. During the game, I guess when he got a sack. They showed him, and they showed him in a prayer position before the game, but he threw up the devil horn sign, almost simultaneously while doing it, right in front of the camera. So
hold up. Stay on the phone. Mother's Day that year was May 13th. I'm gonna go back and look at how this worked out with him. Hold on.
Oh, it was May 13th?
2018. In 2018, Mother's Day fell on May 13th. That's the day she died. She died Mother's Day 2018. So,
I wonder if that was a
he was 19 years old back then, which is the Seattle number. Seattle's the only city that equals 19. Today had 19 date numerology the day they win their game. But he wasn't even 20 years old yet. And
yeah, Seattle was 19. Seattle was also 44 and whatnot. But yeah,
damn, she died 201 days from his upcoming birthday that year. The old 201.
I mean, it's crazy that they bring. It's ironic that they bring that up, in 2023, but she died in 2018. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of strange,
Yeah, it is. Here, everybody. Here's his birthday. The man he's talking about, November 30th, 1998. You can look it up. His mother died May 13th, 2018. And that year, Mother's Day was, again, May 13th, 2018. And then we're always teaching about 201 and those damn Jesuits that just run this whole show. And how many people died by that 201 number. And looks like his mom's part of the club. So.
Damn. And what particular, was it on a Saturday or?
Mother's Day is always on Sunday, right? So, Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well, any given Sunday, right? So.
Well, you can't get more Jesuit than Sunday. So.
No, you can't. Because they're sun worshipers for sure. So. But yeah, no, I just wanted to point that out real quick, Zach.
Yeah, great observation. I missed that piece of dialogue. I wish I was listening because, yeah, I mean, you pay attention. They're talking about this kind of stuff all the time. So, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Zach.
All right, you have a good night. 630.
Hey, how's it going, Doug?
It's going all right.
Hey, I just want to point out a quick thing. I know you were mentioning earlier that you wanted to replay like the games to see what the commentators are talking about and everything. There's a website. It's called NFL/video.com, and you can replay everything and just go back and see what they're talking about.
NFL video, and then what was the other part?
It's NFL/video.com.
NFL/video.com.
Yeah, and you can replay every game and
nice
throughout the whole game.
Is that free?
Yeah. Yeah, it's free. Yeah, I was just watching back the one you were posting earlier, the Jets and the I can't remember which one it was.
It was the Jets and the Patriots last week.
What was that, sir?
Jets and Patriots game last week.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was watching that back when when he was kicking it off, and he was talking about the number 57, I believe.
37, right?
37, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go.
I can watch everything.
Well, hey, that's great to know. So, all right, I won't forget this website. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, thanks.
You have a good night.
Here's the website: NFL Video. NFL-video.com. 407.
Yeah, just going off what the last caller said, that was the link I sent you in the super chat to the Patriots Jets game, and then the 1 hour 4 minute mark was when they were kicking that field goal, and Tony Romo was talking about the 37. That was a super chat I sent earlier.
Thank you for that. Awesome. This must be Open Up. Thanks, Open Up. Okay, perfect.
But yeah, like you said, all the games are on there to watch, like the full game. So, and like you said, it is free, and surprisingly, not really many ads on there either. So, it's a good resource.
Yeah, I never knew that existed. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, but like always, good work, and I'll I'll be here watching and sharing every video.
I appreciate it. You don't have to give $5 every damn live stream, man. It's a lot to donate, but I do appreciate your generosity. So,
hey, it's better than spending it on going to a game or buying like junk food, right? Before it's the work.
that's true, but make sure you save up your money too. Save that money for a rainy day because they're coming. So,
Yeah, for sure.
all right, man. But I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, you too. Oh, sorry, 480. I thought I switched over, but it's one of those things where you switch over and then it hangs up anyway. I just can't get enough Jimmy Jordan. You guys ever wonder what Michael would look like with a wig on? Come on, Michael. Stand up for your son. 480.
All right, man. Thank you for your work. I'll try to make this quick. I've been gleaning your work. Have you heard of Jake the Asshole?
Yeah, he's a dumbass.
Okay, I just discovered it. I'm just getting into all this. And also, you mentioned Taylor Swift being number 104. Have you heard about this whole FEMA test happening on October 4th?
Yeah, they're sending out the message on 10-4, message received. So.
Yeah, so it's just that number ties in. And I was reading on CBS or whatever, it's the integrated public AWS, like warning system. But it's like iPause. And it's like they do all these scripts like we're a bunch of animals, like a bunch of sheep in a pen or something. And the abbreviation to the FEMA's thing is iPause. I just thought I'd throw it in there because we're connecting a bunch of dots. But thanks for all your work, bro.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, later.
No, I didn't shut off the line. The line's open. I just I put up the guy's super chat. Shout out to Inspire as well. I appreciate the $10 donation, Inspire. Thank you very much. 954, you're on. You got to mute your video, though. You got to mute your video.
Hey, is this Zach?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Zach, just real quick. Sorry if you already talked about this, but did you talk about the Patriots-Cowboys game this week?
Yeah.
38-3.
I did. Dallas 41, established in 1841.
Well, I just thought it was interesting that all the headlines from the Patriots outlets were Patriots get killed in Dallas, and the Cowboys win with 38 points.
And their player died?
They win by 35 like Catholic. I thought that was just a little nod to the assassination.
Well, that's probably true, too, because after JFK died, the man who announced it on the news, he said some 38 minutes ago the nation's lost its president or whatever he said. You guys watched the clip of when it was announced that JFK died. They said some 38 minutes ago against the death number. But also the former Patriot, Russ Francis, died that day as well. So
I did not know that about Russ Francis. That's interesting. Unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And I love the Snickers advertisement, a little toilet paper mind control.
Isn't it unreal? For you guys who don't know, I have a book out there called Number Games 9/11 to Coronavirus, and I make a big point about the joke they did on us with toilet paper and how it equals 56 like coronavirus, because everyone can remember when coronavirus caused the toilet paper to sell out, which never made any fucking sense in the first place.
And mind control too, 56, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and just like Society of Jesus and Anthony Fauci and COVID vaccine and yeah.
Man, it's all getting too much. But we all love your work, and that's all I have tonight. Thanks a lot.
All right, man, appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah, here's the book, you guys, and it would have a higher review. Like literally every bad review on here is a troll comment that's false. Like one troll review is like 1 star and says he doesn't even know what president number Joe Biden is. All I talk about in Joe Biden in the book is how he was the 47th vice president. But anyway, yeah, there's a big point made about 56 and all the rituals and toilet paper, and now here we are years later and we got this from Snickers. 774, you're on.
Hey, what's up, Zach? Patience is a virtue. I've been trying all night, but One, I gotta say about Gematria, I love the work. I love that the numbers are proof because math doesn't lie. Second, I'm horrible at it, but I've been trying for years. I'm gonna keep trying.
There you go.
The Jimmy, yeah, man. I mean, practice, you know.
Indeed.
I mean, I've known stuff was wacky for a while, but now the numbers just bring the proof. So I love it. But the Jimmy Butler stuff, man. So like in Hollywood for a long time, you know, black men were getting degraded by like wearing dresses, and then their careers blew up. Like Dave Chappelle talked about it. I don't know where he is on the whole spectrum of celebrities, but either way, I got curious. So I've been trying to run some numbers about like degraded, humiliated, stuff like that. But I mean, it's interesting with what's going on with him and why they chose this year to, you know, dress him up, if you will.
Jimmy Butler with the new hairdo. Yeah. I'll have to think more about why this season for Jimmy. But
Hey, I was doing some quick looking up. I know his nicknames are Playoff Jimmy and Jimmy Buckets, and those add up. But I can't find a correlation with it all. But as far as the NFL, I mean, NFL, like the guy said earlier, it's WWE. It's all scripted. There's producers. There's directors. I mean, I have, without a shadow of doubt, these guys have the playbooks already drawn up for the game. That's why, you know, on crucial plays, either they get a big sack or convert a third and long, and you know how the defenses are set up. We all look at it going, they should be doing X, Y, and Z, but you know it's scripted out that way.
Indeed. For the record, I just had to look something up from Jimmy Butler. Remember, Jimmy Butler lost to Denver on number 41's birthday, George Herbert Walker Bush, and again, they got outscored by 41, and Djokovic was the 41st pick of the draft. But again, we call the NBA the 1-1-3 league, and from the day that Jimmy Butler got lost in the NBA Finals to today's humiliation rituals, a total span of 113 days. And the National Basketball Association equals 1-1-3, and they're always doing a million rituals around this number in the NBA. So go figure, they got Jimmy out there after losing the finals doing this.
There it is. See, the numbers don't lie, man, and I think that's what intimidates people. Honestly, besides the fact that they don't want to believe in something different, you know, the brainwashing, the manipulation, the scare tactics. But yeah, I mean, it's plain and simple. See, I've noticed what I struggle with, maybe you've got a good suggestion, is I can see it. I just don't know what's the key? What's the link? What's to look for? You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense.
In terms of picking winners?
No, I don't care about that stuff. I mean, I'll throw $1 on a game every once in a while, but I'm not in it for the money. It's more like putting it all together. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like big numbers like 104 showing up, and what was the other one, 58?
Right. Because, again, Super Bowl 58.
Together.
Well, how do you mean putting it together?
I guess, like, what is the base code? I mean, I know we talk about the Jesuits.
It's like it's not like that. It's not like there's a base code, right? Well, I mean, there are certain numbers that come up all the time with teams, but it's like looking at the pieces of the puzzle they're giving us. Like, again, just some of the things we've been able to unlock. Just understanding the narrative that one year, it was all about the players protesting the flag, and then Donald Trump, who's born on the same day as the flag, he just finally decides to take on the protesters on September 23rd, and then just from knowing that the flag is sewn at 239 Arch Street, like I just knew that in my head. That's an artifact that's in my brain. I said, oh, I see what they're doing here. 239 is the 52nd prime. I said, this makes sense. Philadelphia, the home of the flag, versus the Patriots with the flag on the helmet. That's got to be the Super Bowl. So you gotta like see what they're putting out there. You know, the numbers there, the narratives there. Somebody's made a point today. Shout out to Big Al about how Taylor Swift is so much the focus right now at this season. And again, her full name equals 104, like it's the 104th season. But another thing that's going on right now in the world with the word Swift is it has to do with this new digital currency system. So there's probably something there with that as well if you want to look into that. But it's putting the pieces of the puzzle together and understanding how it all fits together. It's like seeing the dead Dolphins story right before we were already feeling like the Dolphins were going to lose. It's like, look at that. Amazon equals 70, like Miami Dolphins, like Josh Allen's about to become 7-0 at home versus the Dolphins. It's like that. So...
Hey, right on. Well, I'm going to keep at it. I know there's a lot of hype around college football. I'm wondering if that translates to March Madness. Probably getting too ahead of myself right now, but I mean, I appreciate the work. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'll keep supporting and I'll keep grinding along and hopefully come up with something. But I appreciate it.
Indeed. All right, appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
All right, later.
That's it. Yeah, the price of fame, man. You know, Jimmy Butler, though, he what would be the consequence today if Jimmy Butler didn't go out and do his hair like that? You know? Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes these celebrities who lose a loved one close to them, a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a child. I mean, you just wonder. It's like, well, were they given an alternative? Were they supposed to go out and have their hair in a perm today, or what was it? 310?
You probably recognize the voice. I'm calling from a different number.
Oh, yeah. What's up, DK?
Hey. Have you heard the childhood story of Jimmy Butler, by the way?
What, that Michael Jordan's his father and had a little affair down in Texas?
Well, the story is that, like, he was, like, his mom left him or something, and then this other family kind of like scooped him up, and he was like, they would take him to practice, like basketball practice, and he would just watch as a little kid, and then that's how he got started in basketball. Kind of similar to that Michael Orr story. They made the movie remember the movie where they
The Blind Side?
Like a doctor. Yeah, exactly. So, and I didn't even know that. My aunt was telling me about that that's the story. Well, that fits perfectly the kind of cover for who his real dad is. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then I've talked about this before, but I'll just reiterate it. Like, the money doesn't exist. I mean, the fact that we hold these pieces of paper with pictures on it in our hands, that's just for us who work for it. But, like, I mean, do people really think they're waiting for, like, our tax dollars to fund the military and all that? Like, it doesn't work that way. The money's just for us to control the way that relationships go between people. It's the false god of money that everybody talks about, you know, Mon Eye, the one eye. So, but they're just, you know, the fake Jews own the printing presses, and they own all the banks, so they could just put any number on the computer screen, or, you know, do whatever they want. There's the whole thing about this, like, you know, the entertainment industry and all that running on the same monetary system that the class is operating on. That's not how it works at all. The whole thing, like, you know, they're printing more money now, there's inflation. These are all just concepts they've, you know, bashed our heads into wooden desks for 12, 13 years that we pick up in slave school. None of that is actually real. Nobody's monitoring how much money is being printed, how many numbers they're putting on the computer screen or anything like that. They're printing money for the whole world. It's not like they're just printing American money. They're printing all the money. So it doesn't even actually exist. So the fact we could say this guy's making $100 million a year, this guy's making, you know, $50 million, and they signed a lifetime contract for another $150 million or something. I mean, it's just all these arbitrary numbers to make us, like, look at it. It's that Horatio Alger dream. I don't know if you've heard that before. The dream of Horatio Alger. If that didn't exist, we wouldn't be supporting the false notion and false god of money that basically controls everything. And then you were talking about how now they're just naming. I think this was earlier today. You were saying how everybody's appointing black women to the positions. Did you see who Zelensky recently appointed?
No.
So he appointed Maria Abramovich, alleged daughter of Rasputin, to the ambassador for the Ukraine. Just, straight up, kind of popularized witch, with, I'm sure you've heard of her antics, right?
Sure, and Rasputin's another Agent 201 from history, so.
Yeah, there you go. And then one thing that I'm going to ask for help on, or from you and the community, so probably, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, I guess they were first starting to advertise for the new Super Mario movie. And I pointed out that the logo for Super Mario is the same logo as the Gmail. It's the M. Mason logo. And then I was just thinking, I'm like, why are they coming out with that movie now? And then I'm thinking Super Mario. What's Super Mario? Okay, it's two brothers, Mario and Luigi. So we got Mario de Bergoglio, Super Mario right now. So I'm just trying to figure out who Luigi is. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know the answer, though. So.
Yeah, I was thinking, is it another Mario, or is there a guy named Luigi? I don't know if Pepe Orsini's still alive, if he's still the Great Pope. So we may have another different Great Pope right now. I haven't really been looking into it. So I'm thinking maybe it's somebody, where the nickname would be like a Luigi. Trying to remember what the Italian translation for Pepe could be. Luigi. I'll have to look into that, but it could be. He's been Pope. How long has he been Pope now? 2 years?
Since March 13th, 2013.
Oh, 10 years. Okay, 10 years. Yeah. So I guess I'll continue to look into that one. See if anything else rings a bell on that. That's all. I just want to throw in those couple comments.
All right. Appreciate it, DK.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Maybe one more call, and then we'll wrap it up. We've had a nice, long, healthy show here. Uh-oh, no caller ID. These can always get interesting. No caller ID.
What up, Zach?
Oh, what's up?
Will you ever go behind your shelf there and show some of the books that you got on there? I know the channel's generally about Gematria, but you're obviously a very educated dude on all this stuff. I'm always amazed how you remember the dates and all the history. But I just wondered if you could maybe pick a few books off the shelf and talk about some of your favorites at all.
Well, I've read some of them. I was reading The Deliberate Dumbing Down of America off the bookshelf earlier this year.
The video, man, and I liked it, you know what I'm saying? But I see you got, I got a big collection myself, and you obviously got over fucking 100 at least behind you. I'm just like, man, I wonder what Zach reads in his free time.
Yeah. Here's one that's normally up on the shelf. This is what all the trolls love right here. But hey, you guys got to look into these books because these numbers mean something to the people who run these leagues. So that one's usually up on the shelf.
True. No, I just wanted to maybe put that seed into your head a little bit and ask about it, man. I won't take up the line too long.
All right, but yeah, I can read more books off the shelf. So I got a lot of Kurt Vonnegut books back there. I like Kurt Vonnegut.
See, I always recommend Slaughterhouse-Five to everybody I talk to about reading just some of the ideas it gets across, you know.
I'd read all of his books. How about Cat's Cradle? How about all of them? So.
Yeah. Too much into those, so that's why we need some more recommendations from the guy himself, you know.
Yeah, my problem is these days I hardly read anymore because I'm just always working on this crap. So anyway,
I'm either you're always bothered with fucking real work and drama and life that an hour a day to even read it's kind of unheard of for someone like me lately, but
sure.
But and Zach, keep it up, man. Take it easy, bro.
All right. Yeah. Have a good night. Take care.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. All right, I got one more call. We got one more call, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm cutting it off after it's after 10:30 out here. I go to bed early these days because I got to get up so early every damn day. One more call. Let's hope it's a good one. The short books are coming along. Now that I don't have to decode baseball every single morning, I got more time to write again. Well, we got the postseason, but I don't have a full slate of games to do each day. So, again, you guys want to support the work, learn more about the knowledge, join the Patreon. We're doing sports pretty much every day these days. So, well, maybe everybody went to bed. Maybe we don't have any more callers. We can just leave it right there then. So, thanks again to everyone who hits the like and the share. If you're new here, be sure to hit the sub. This is streaming on 3 different channels right now. They're the only 3 channels I have remaining. If you're new here, I do get strikes a lot and I get suspended a lot, and I'm having to shift channels a lot. 2 of my channels recently just got flushed down the YouTube drain again. But the channel I do the most work on these days is GematriaEffectNews 25. So I'd sub all 3 channels I got going: GematriaEffectNews 25, GematriaEffectNews 22, and Gematria Sports. Again, 23 and 24 just got deleted. Joining a long list of deleted channels, but hopefully we can keep these 3 around for a while. So, and yeah, if you guys are not familiar with my website, it is GematriaEffect.news, and I did see some new people in the chat. I do have ebooks, digital books you can instantly download. You can purchase them, or if you don't have money to purchase, you can get them for free. If you just search my name, Zachary K. Hubbard, and then write Subscribe Star, that's a website. It'll pull up this page right here, new Subscribe Star page. Then you click that link for the Subscribe Star, and then you can actually download the same books that are on the website, but you can download them for free. And in the green book, Letters and Numbers, there's a long chapter on rigged sports by the numbers. Talk all about Kobe Bryant in 41, long before he died in that chapter. 520, okay, your last caller tonight, 520.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, listen, I was wondering, you know how you always are saying that we should be out there pounding the pavement, right? You know, like you do and that smart 18-year-old guy does. What
was the second part? Who does?
You know that little guy that did it on your birthday that's only 18 years old? That was
sure, true. Yeah, okay, Sebastian.
Yeah. Well, you know what I was thinking? What would help is none of us can do it like you can do it. That's why nobody's doing it, because you're so smart with these numbers, and we haven't been doing it so long, so we would make it look bad, wouldn't you think? You know what I mean?
No, there's other people. There's other people who do it besides just Sebastian, and there's other people who know how to do it. And again, I mean, just like study one thing and go out and educate about that one thing, and just get good at presenting it. I mean, anybody can do it.
Okay, so that's a good idea. Like, just get like 2 or 3 maybe facts that we have down.
Right.
And do it. Yeah, because you're covering so much that it's like so brilliant that I bet a lot of listeners are thinking there's no way we could sound as well as you do. But that's a good idea. Maybe if we just started grouping up a little bit and just with little blocks of facts. You know?
Kayla Decode Talker was just out at the Phoenix Mercury WNBA game teaching about Brittany Griner and 42 and what they did with her. You know, she just kept it all about 42 and went through that story.
I'm in Arizona. I was wondering if somebody was going to be out there.
Yeah, she was out there. So.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, because we we're kind of a family of people that like to do stuff like that, but it seems so intricate. But you've got a good point. If we just had a few things that we knew a lot about, if each person did that, I think it seems overwhelming to a lot of the listeners, because I always think that. I always think, how could we do it? We're not as smart as Zachary, but you're right. Just take a couple things that we have down really good, and that's really all it takes, and we'll get a couple more and a couple more, right?
Sure, and you can go out there and talk about other things besides gematria too. I mean, you can just talk about something that you do understand. So.
Oh yeah, I'm a vaccine mom.
There you go.
I got shut down for talking too loudly about that kind of stuff. So I'm very schooled in that stuff, and I'm sure I could do some numbers on that ties that up well too.
Sure. Exactly.
Okay, well that's a good idea, but I was just letting you maybe see our side. I bet a lot of people are thinking that I'd love to do it, but we don't know how. But that's a good idea. So, all right,
sounds like you're on your way.
Idea.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing back from when you get out there, and I'm sure you'll do great.
Okay, great. Thanks, Zachary. Have a good night.
All right. Yeah, you too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, everybody wants to call in now that we're supposed to get off. All right. Seriously, the last call right here. 562.
Hey, Zach. How are you, man?
Doing all right.
All right. Right before you took call, you were mentioning how your favorite call of this past weekend was the Patrick Mahomes and the Royals with 58 and 104. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got upset because I thought you were gonna say the call I counted with the first of the month and all these players scoring their first touchdown of the year this weekend. Did you catch that?
That was a great call.
I mean, I think in every single game there was at least one player that scored their first touchdown of the year.
Sure. What I was saying is that was the guy who caught that Mahomes went 5 for 8 and had 104 passing yards in going 5 for 8. I said that was the greatest observation of what played out in the games. But your call was before it happened, so that you could say that was the greatest call before it happened.
I'll take it. No, I was watching. I was listening to just go through play by play. Man, that is hilarious. And I'm looking at ESPN right now, and they're talking about this number 21, the guy you're talking about, Witherspoon. I think it's just hilarious also with all these Monday night games, how at the end of the game, they're always interviewing these players. They're interviewing number 21 at the end of the game. They're talking about him all game. He gets that pick six. Like these are things that are planned before the game even started. Like they knew they're interviewing him at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. So.
But I just wanted to point out one of those players that I was talking about. Oh, also that Puka Nacua got his first touchdown of the year this past weekend.
Yeah.
But my favorite one probably was Jahan Dawson for the Commanders. Number 1 gets his first touchdown of his career, actually, with 1 second left on the last play of the game.
I didn't catch that. That's great.
That was oh man, that was beautiful scripted. I mean, and even like with first all equaling 9, 27, 36, 54, 45, all that. And then also there was another guy. I noticed with all these players, or like a majority of them that scored this past weekend, all their names were equaling to 55, with the first of the month and everything. Even Leighton Vander Esch.
Well, 55 is the 10th triangular number, and it's the 10th Fibonacci number, right? So first day of the 10th month. So that's probably why 55 was smashing.
Because I was trying to ask people, like, yo, what's up with 55 for this Sunday? Like, I'm seeing 55 everywhere. CeeDee Lamb got his first touchdown of the season. CeeDee Lamb equals 55. Like I just said, Leighton Vander Esch on the defense got a fumble touchdown. He's number 55. He's also 27 years old on the 9-date numerology.
Yeah. 55 is very connected to 10.
man, that was a great one. Also, Jimmy Butler saying I'm emo today. I'm emo equals 55 on the 55 date numerology today. I don't know. I thought that was pretty funny.
It is a joke, man.
Oh, go ahead.
No, just the Jimmy Butler thing's such a joke.
It's such a joke. I mean, yeah, he's been doing this year after year, though, Zach. Calling that they're going to the finals. I mean, they're definitely underdog this year.
I mean, it's probably going to be a story that just progresses. I mean, how long until Jimmy's getting his nuts removed, and he's Jenny Butler. He wants to be called Jenny now. So
it's not going to be Himmy Butler anymore. It's going to be her Butler or what? I don't know, she Butler.
Yeah.
One more thing, I thought maybe you wanted to show this to the people to end the night off. I like calling all these commercials and stuff. You got to see one of these commercials they posted on the Rams Instagram page of one of their players, Will Fuller. It's a commercial for mattresses, supposedly. It's all about numbers. Please, if you can just check it out right now. It was posted 5 days ago. It is insane.
It's for what mattress brand?
If you just go to J Fuller, J_Fuller, FULLER4, it's on his page also. It's the second post.
J_Fuller.
Yeah, he plays for the Rams safety. You gotta watch this.
Jordan Fuller's Instagram?
Yep.
Okay, I got it.
It's a sleep number. It's his second post.
At the top?
Yeah. The cover of it is him in his blue jersey. It's a video.
Okay, I got it.
January 9th, 2022. That's where it all stopped.
And now Jordan Fuller goes down with heel.
But it's also where it began. The road to recovery takes hard work. 581 days since that game. That's 4,648 hours of sleep. 82 weeks of rehab. 2,296 hours of work. Pain. Progress. When you take a look back at your life, at your career, which numbers truly matter?
The Los Angeles Rams select
199. The number I was drafted. The number I had to prove wrong. Monday Night Football, Week 11. 2 picks against another great, another 199. 185 total career tackles, 4 interceptions, 71 assists. The numbers begin to add up, and every one of them counts. Recovery is a numbers game. Work, sleep, recovery. Numbers make the difference. Make them count. Sleep next level, perform next level.
Zach.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Bro, look who fucking plays on Monday of Week 11. Look who plays on 11-2. Look who plays on 11-2.
It must be him.
Go look who plays on 11-2 right now, Week 11. Oh, my God.
All right, hold on. Just that story started on January 9th, 1-9. LA Rams equals 19, and LA alone is 4, like he's number 4. And
wow. Okay. Get ready to pull this up.
I'm going to Week 11. You said Monday Night Football on Week 11?
Monday night, November 20th, 11-2, just like 2-11, the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we actually we talked about that because it's the day leaving 41 days left in the year, too, the Super Bowl number. So it is interesting.
Eagles Chiefs, man.
Yeah, it's 83 days before the Super Bowl. Football's 83. So. Yeah, that's the 20.
Was that a commercial for mattresses or for fucking Cabal?
Yeah, they've had some interesting ads, that brand. Like last year they had an interesting ad with Dak Prescott, but that one was way more number intensive, so. Sleep number.
Yeah, everybody just go to sleep on that one.
Yeah, it's like you got to be asleep to not see the number rituals. So
I just wanted to end the night on that one. If anybody has trouble tonight, just go maybe count all the players scoring the first touchdown this past weekend. It'll put you to sleep.
Yeah. He did call into the Saturday show, and he said, "Hey, look out for all these guys scoring their first touchdown in the first." I said, "That makes a lot of sense." So.
Hey man, like I said, bro, none of this is possible without you sharing the knowledge. So, like that last lady said, you're been doing this for so long. I don't know if you got an eye for it now. It's just easy for you to catch all this bullshit. But I don't know.
Hey, hold on. You're not. Are you Nick? Your voice sounds like Nick, but you're calling from a different number. Are you Nick?
No, I'm informational in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, somebody else in the chat thought you were Nick, and I was like, yeah, I know why they think it's Nick, because his voice sounds similar, but you're on a different number, so I didn't think it was you. Okay, but your guys' voices are similar.
No, I'm also a younger guy. I'm 21. I'm in LA myself. I also like that other young guy that calls in too. But yeah, I've been following your work for about like a year or so now, and I just make sure to like call in here and there. I've been calling in a little bit more often recently.
Okay, well, keep it up. Yeah, good calls.
Yeah, if you ever come into LA again, anytime soon, I'll definitely make sure to come pull up.
All right, I'll be back. Kobe Bryant statue day. That's the plan. So.
All right, man. All right, thank you, Zach. All right, I'll see you around.
All right.
Make sure to call in again.
Yeah, have a good night. Take care.
Bye.
All right, I know I keep saying that I'm not going to take any more calls, but then I feel bad not picking up. 201, I'm supposed to be getting off the line here. Uh-oh, do we got a troll? First troll of the night? Okay. Yeah. It was a 201 troll this time. All right, I'm shutting down the phone line so nobody else can call in. Sorry. That's it. We'll be back next Monday. Well, I'll be back way before next Monday, but if you just want to call into the Monday show, you're going to have to wait till next Monday. So. And shout out to John Mendoza. He got here late, but always with the generosity. So. All right. And hey, shout out to Jason D. Jason D, I got your hot peppers. You know, in all the years that I've gotten things in the mail from other truth seekers, I've only gotten hot peppers in the mail twice. And the other person who sent me hot peppers also lived in Minnesota. Must be something about those hot peppers in Minnesota. But thank you, Jason. Scorching. Oh, look at this person. This troll's good. They got my actual phone number. See, I shut down the call-in line, but then they got the actual number. These damn trolls. All right, yeah, that's all for now, True Seeker. If you got here late, feel free to rewind. And thanks again to everyone who hits the like and the share and leaves the comments. And until next time.